So welcome to WordPress for Hummingbird Eco Retreat. This is the dashboard. You'll see down the left side here we have all our menus, and it's green in color for the Retreat Center website. We won't look in much detail at the dashboard now. We're going to go to the Events tab, which is where we put new retreats, workshops and trainings. So when you first get to the events page, it will look like this. We want to get rid of this description part here, so we're going to come up to the top here and click description. We can hide that, and then we are going to click on duplicate this retreat. We don't want to edit it because we don't want to lose this draft template for using in the future. And we'll be presented with the screen here. You'll see up the top it says copy of retreat event template. This is where we want to put the name of the retreat. The retreat will appear just here. It will also be the name that's known as in any listings of the retreat. So let's put in for now Hummingbird Healing Retreat. The next thing to do is to update the URL. URL is this information up here. This stands for Unique Resource Locator, and the URL is the name of the file. You'll see in this case we've named it Yoga Retreat Melbourne Victoria Osti Lucin, which is similar to some of the information we have down here. So we want to look at getting keywords into our URL, but here we can put Healing Retreat Melbourne Victoria, and let's put December and the year to differentiate this from other healing retreats. We put Melbourne, Victoria, one because they're keywords, and secondly for when there's another hummingbird retreat in another place, this will differentiate between any two retreats. And click OK. So at this point I like to save the draft, so let's click Save Draft over here, and up the top here you'll see there's a preview post option, so let's open that in a new tab. And here's a preview of the retreat. We can see we have Hummingbird Healing Retreat just here. As yet we don't have the name of the retreat in this part here, we'll cover that in a moment. And up the top here, because it's still in a draft phase, we don't have the URL appearing. So heading back to our post now, the next thing we want to do is put the name of the retreat here. So we can just copy this name here. However, if we wanted to, we could make this a little bit longer, bearing in mind we've only got this much space here. Now let's choose a facilitator. Let's make this facilitator here Scott Davies, and let's make it from the 17th to the 19th of, what do we say at the top, December 2012. You'll then come down and put any heading about the benefits of the retreat and any further details here. Let's save this draft. And you'll see here we have the name of the retreat, Hummingbird Healing Retreat, facilitator Scott Davies, and the date here. So we'll come back to how you add an image in a moment. Let's have a look at a few other things on the page here. If we come across to the right side, we've got our information about saving the draft and publishing the retreat. Next we have the event category. You see I've added a number of categories. You can add new categories here. You can add those new categories under a parent category. But we know that this retreat is for December 2012. So let's put that in. I'm not sure what order it uses to determine this. Alphabetical. And let's say it's a healing retreat. It's got a bit of meditation and singing. Scott loves singing. We'll put singing retreat as well. This will allow people to find these retreats by searching. It also gives us more keywords because they'll appear on pages under each of these categories. If we scroll down now to the next section, which is called Headspace. Now, Headspace is where we put in our page title, and the title we're talking about here is this title right at the top of the page here, where it says Hummingbird Healing Retreat. So let's type in there, Hummingbird Healing Retreat with Scott Davies, December 2012, Eco Retreat Centre, and let's put Melbourne, Australia. And let's come up here now. If we save the draft and come back and have a look, we'll see at the top of the page here it says Hummingbird Healing Retreat with Scott Davies, December 2012, Eco Retreat Centre, Melbourne, Australia. So I should explain here that Headspace is a search engine optimization tool. It helps you complete information on the page that Google is going to read and index and help Google understand what we do and who we are. So in the description here, I tend to just copy and paste this information. We might include Victoria here. We might, however, choose to add more information in here if we have more time. You'll see it's got a number of characters. That's based on people's understanding of how many characters Google reads. Or we could change that to singing, dancing, laughing and smiling with Scott Davies at Hummingbird Eco Retreat, only an hour from Melbourne on Victoria's Mornington Peninsula. Down here we put our keywords. Once again, these won't appear anywhere where anyone can read them other than Google. So we'll be looking here at things like singing and dancing, healing, yoga, meditation. Now don't worry if you don't get around to filling these out for a post. These are auto-completed with the same set of information across the website anytime that they're not filled out. It is, however, better that they're different for each page. And I've added a couple more keywords there. So let's have a look at the page here. If we right click, view page source, we get the code for this page. If we scroll down a little bit here, we'll see meta name, description, content, singing, dancing, smiling, and so on. And here we have keywords, content equals singing, dancing, healing, yoga, meditation, vegetarian food. Let's close that. Next section here is the excerpt. Here's where you can put a summary of the event. You may just want to use the same information you put in the description. You may want to tailor something else. We'll do that for now. All of these boxes, incidentally, can be moved around depending on your preference for their place. In the discussion box here, we want to make sure that at this stage we're not allowing comments or trackbacks and pingbacks. And this is where we put in the start date and the end date. This is for search purposes and also so that the retreat's sort by date. So we said earlier that it's the 17th of December 2012, 19th of December 2012, and let's have a start time of 7 p.m. and a finish time of 4 p.m. We don't need to worry about a street address here because that will be on the website, but we're going to put in here Red Hill, Victoria, Australia. At this point I like to save my draft again. So now we're going to have a look at adding the featured image and also images within the post. So down here to the right of the screen we have featured image. You'll see here we can remove this featured image. So we've already used this on another retreat. Let's remove it. So let's click on Set Featured Image. And we'll get a window that'll pop up here saying Set Featured Image. We can choose an image from our computer, from a URL, or from the media library. In this case, we're going to go from computer, and we'll click here on select files. And within the Hummingbird Eco folder on Dropbox, there's one called Web. Click on that, and if you click on Images, there's a series of images already cropped and sized, ready for the web. I'll continue to add more here. So let's have a little bit of a look at a couple of images. So let's have a little bit of a look at a couple of images. Why don't we use the Hummingbird one here? We click Open, and that'll take a moment to load that image. So here's our image. Now don't worry here, the way WordPress displays an image isn't the actual size and dimensions and proportions. In here, we're going to come in here and we're going to put in some of our keywords. That's all we need to do at the moment. Confirm that it's the full size image, and then we're going to click Use as Featured Image. We then click Save All Changes. So that's done, we close the window. Then you'll see we have our featured image is now here. Let's save this draft. And if we come and look at our event now, we'll see we have our new featured image. This image will also appear throughout the site in listings of retreats. So now let's add an image to the post itself. I've put in here image width maximum is 920. You'll see we've already got one image here. Up here we have a couple of controls. One is for deleting the image, the other one is for editing the image. So let's delete this image. Now it's gone. And let's press enter, we'll add a new image here. So to add a new image, we come up here to this add an image box. We click on that. Once again we get the same image, and we get the image pop-up window. It says add an image here. We can add from our computer, from URL, from the gallery, which is other images we've uploaded today, or from the media library, which is existing images. And you'll see here a list of all the images we've uploaded. There's a couple of pages of them. So we can select one of those. We can choose to show the image, get information about it that's been saved. And hide that. Or we can choose to upload a new image from the computer.